Hey everyone, it's RidersDX here and welcome back to my channel where I cover all things Sonic and SpongeBob related and whatever else I feel like covering, you know. So this is not my usual posting day, but the reason I'm making a video today is because the official Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube page released this video called Sonic Mania Plus Dev Diary 1, and it's basically like an interview with like two of the art/creative directors of the game where they talked about like some really cool things that I wanted to talk about. Before I get into it, I just wanted to make a little bit of an announcement with my channel. I'm aware that Sonic Mania Plus is coming out next week, and one thing that I've been wanting to do with this channel ever since I started posting videos again was do playthroughs of like the new Sonic games that were coming out this year. And Sonic Mania Plus is technically like not a full new game, but you may be surprised to hear this, or maybe not actually. But I haven't played Sonic Mania like at all, so this is a really good opportunity in my opinion to do a playthrough of the game. So next week I'm gonna pause my Sonic Adventure DX and SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom playthroughs, and instead I'm gonna be uploading hopefully every single day, but it depends on like my time availability. But I'm gonna be uploading like an episode of my playthrough to Sonic Mania Plus every single day as soon as it comes out. So if you want to check that out, then make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get a notification of when I upload the first episode of that, because you know, I already have the game purchased. I'm gonna buy the DLC like the day of and just start playing as soon as I can. It's gonna be awesome and so much fun. I've heard so many great things about this game, so I'm really looking forward to playing it for the first time. Also, I've not mentioned this on my channel before, but if you want, you can follow me on my Twitter account. I'm gonna start posting more on my Twitter account. I've always had one, I just don't use it that much. But there's a link to my Twitter in the description box below. When I get Sonic Mania Plus, I'll tweet out things every now and then about really interesting things I find within the game. And yeah, it'll just be really fun, so make sure you check out my Twitter page if you're interested in that. But without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on the development diary. So first off, I know the most like major addition with Sonic Mania Plus is the introduction of, well, more like reintroduction of Mighty and Ray, which I definitely was surprised about because I thought those characters were like done for good. But if anything, Sonic Mania has kind of proven to me that anything is possible at Sega, and that they do listen to the fans, I guess sometimes. I'm pretty neutral on Mighty and Ray. Like, I don't really love them, but I don't really hate them either. I haven't played a game that they came from, and to me, since I don't know too much about them, they kind of just seem like a copy of Sonic and Tails, but they've got some really cool designs, and I'm looking forward to playing them in the game and learning a little bit more about them. If you all have anything that I should know about Mighty and Ray before I play the game, then let me know in the comment section below, and yeah, that'd be great. Since I haven't played a game yet, I also didn't know what like new levels were in the game, so when they were talking about like Studiopolis in the video, I just listening to what that level was about, which is basically like a casino level but within like a TV studio. I think that's what they said. That just sounds like so awesome, and the level itself looks really cool, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that level in the game. And yeah, it was so cool how like one of them thought about it and it turned out to be one of the levels in the game. And also they talk about like an Encore Mode being in the game, which from what I gather is just like a color palette change in the game from the previous stages. It doesn't look like there's going to be any like stage design changes, which I'm sure like no one's really expecting anyway, because Sonic Mania Plus is not really a whole full-fledged new game on its own. It's just like a pack to update the game. So I guess that would be pretty cool for people who already played the game and just want to go to the game again, and you know, it's a really cool idea to give them a bit of a different experience. And plus they, according to the Sonic News Network, which is basically just the Sonic Wikia, I love using this page to just look up things that I don't know about in the Sonic series yet, but it looks like you can also switch between characters if a certain button prompt shows up, which I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but that'd be really interesting, because when I do the playthrough, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the Encore Mode first, because I know that a lot of people that are searching for the playthrough are going to be looking for that Encore Mode footage, so I want to give that to you all when I play the game. They also showed off some really cool concept artwork in the video, and my favorite one by far is the one of Sonic and the Ice Cube. He looks so like shocked but really cute in the video, and it's just a really cool like drawing. Like, whoever drew this is really talented. I wonder if it's one of the two guys that's in the video. So I don't really have much else to say in regards to the video itself, but I do want to talk about how cool it is to see like the guy from England, how he's like, from what it seems like, he seems like a really big Sonic fan, and I know that Sonic Mania was made by a new team who made like fan games in the past. So I think Sonic Mania is just a really cool thing to see as a Sonic fan, because it's basically a game made by Sonic fans for Sonic fans. And in this video, we kind of got to see the interactions between like a very like veteran like Sonic developer and a Sonic fan who is getting into making a Sonic game for the very first time. And well, they're art/creative directors, but that's all very important in a game, obviously. Like, Sonic Mania overall just shows to me like how important it is to have new motivated energy to be developing your games, especially for a series that's like old and trying to find new ways to break into the current video game market. Like, Sonic Mania is just a perfect example of hiring the best people to make a fresh and new Sonic experience that takes a lot of stuff from the old games and made them work, but also adds on their own flair and their own like fresh touch to it and creates a whole new experience. And this kind of just makes me wish that they would take a similar approach to how they make the 3D Sonic games, because, you know, Sonic Forces is not a bad game. Like, it's not like Sonic 06 broken, but it's mediocre. And you know what, that's just as disappointing, because it's like they had all the resources and all the reason to make a great Sonic game, but instead they just decided to just put something out there just for the hell of it, without like a huge care for the quality of the product. Like, okay, I don't know what happened to the game development in terms of like how much time they had, like how much pressure was there to finish things within a certain time limit, like who was in charge and things like that. All I have is like the product that we have right now, and Sonic Forces is a disappointment no matter how you try to spin it. Like, if you looked at Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations, there was so much love and care put into all three of those games. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic Unleashed, but if there's one thing you can't take away from it, it's that the people that made that game really cared about it and really wanted it to be something great and epic. And I just did not see that same care put into Sonic Forces, and I see that same kind of like energy being put into Sonic Mania, and I just hope that like in the near future we see like a really amazing 3D Sonic game, because I don't have anything against the classic games, but I didn't grow up on the classic games. I grew up, my very first Sonic game was Sonic Heroes, so I grew up on the 3D platformers. I don't hate the classic games, I think they're great, and obviously without the classic games I wouldn't have had like Sonic Heroes when I was a child, but it's just personal preference, and it's also got a lot of nostalgia associated with it. Like, I'll openly admit that I'm very nostalgic towards the 3D games, so I see 3D games through like a bit of a glass lens. And watching this diary just made me wish that we could see that same kind of energy being put into the development of a 3D Sonic game. And I hope Sega sees what's happening with like Sonic Mania and how that's like blowing up and putting Sonic back on the radar, and, you know, try for something of a similar approach to the 3D games. Or you know what my number one thing is? I kind of want them to do a similar thing with the adventure games that they did with Sonic Mania. You know, maybe make like, you don't have to name it Sonic Adventure 3. Like, I don't know, I feel like that would cause a lot of like mayhem in the fan base, just because so many people like want it and so many people do not want it. But if they made like a 3D Sonic game that was kind of structured similarly to the adventure games, it kind of made it something that Sonic 06 should have been. You know, hire some really energetic and crazy Sonic fans. There's a lot of like great fan games that are 3D now. You know, I was looking through some YouTube videos the other day, and there's so many great 3D fan Sonic games out there that if you put in a little more budget and a little bit more like time into them, they could be really like amazing platformers. So it's just like, I feel like the future can be bright if Sega takes advantage of what they've learned from this experience. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this, my thoughts on the development diary. I know I kind of went off into a tangent in the last few minutes of this video, but I hope it was informative to you. So like I said before, next week when the Sonic Mania Plus comes out, I'm going to be doing a playthrough of it. I'm going to try to upload daily my episodes of the playthrough and try to finish it, you know, within like 1 or 2 weeks, and then I can go back to my regular uploading schedule after that. But in the meantime, if you want to stay up to date on that, then make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can see when I upload the very first video and you get a first glimpse of some of the features that Sonic Mania Plus includes. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it, If enough people like it and tell me in the comment section that they like it, then I may do a follow-up video when the second development diary comes out, because according to the description, this is part 1 of 2 videos. So if this video is successful, then I'll make a second reaction to the second diary, if that's what you all want. But yeah, that is everything. I'll see you all for the next video. RidersDX is out. Bye bye.